Hello, general video instructions for Ecodecoder model HU83 R. This is the tool. Let's see its parts. This is the tension handle. This is the whole body of the tool with key profile and leading channels. And here through the whole tool there is this thin sheet of metal. It's the lever with its tip here. This is how you actually engage with the wafers inside of the lock. And this small guide pin here attached to the lever will guide you through those leading channels and help you with picking up the lock. Now, as you know the parts, let's go to our lock. First step will be to spray it nicely with WD-40. Use some sort of spare key, just a random key to push it, jiggle it inside just to work out all the wafers. If you don't have the key, you can do it with the tool, which I'll show you in seconds. First step, you will need to insert the tool, and this is how you get it. It's folded, but this is not how you will insert it inside of the lock. It's not going in, and it can be stuck inside of here like this. I can force it in, I can force it out, but this will cost me the lever because I'll bend this tiny little tip. Now, to safely insert your tool in the lock, your guide pin should never be in those channels, in those vertical channels. It should be all the way back here. So your lever should be pulled all the way back. And now you can safely insert and extract the tool. Now, we sprayed it with WD-40, we insert the tool, and first step is to check the orientation. And it's done like this, without giving any tension. We just go through the levers, and as you can see, there is a clear visual spring. You can even see the spring effect. So this is the right orientation, and this is how you actually work out all the wafers inside of the lock after spraying it with WD-40. You spray it nicely, and then you go through every lever just to let the lock loop itself with the WD-40. Now let me show you what's gonna happen if I insert it the wrong way. I'll go in the channel, I can drop the pin to some depth, and then it just stops here. This is the wrong side. Let's flip the tool. It actually can happen even if you are on the right side, but your tool is slightly out. So always be sure that you're all the way inside of the lock. Now, after we know the orientation, we are all the way inside of the lock. Next step is tensioning the lock. It's just simple putting a rotational force on the lock, either clockwise or counterclockwise. It depends on which direction you will unlock the car. For filming reasons, I'll do my picking counterclockwise so you can see clearly what's going on here. So you can give your tension like this, just pushing and pulling on the tension handle, or you can also slightly support your tool with your thumb like this. I prefer to do it this way because it gives me way more control over the amount of tension. And also when you need to release a little bit of tension while picking the lock, it helps me control the amount of tension. Now let's tension the lock, and next step will be to go through the channels and find ourselves a stiff wafer inside of the lock, because those vertical channels are corresponding to the wafers inside of the lock. Now in this horizontal position, it's very easy. You just go to a wafer and do very light taps here. Pay close attention to my finger. I just do very light taps here. Also, I forgot to mention the amount of tension you need to give. You need to give enough tension to engage the wafers inside of the lock, because in this example you can see I give it very small amount of tension and it's springy, but if I give it enough tension, it became stiff. So this wafer is actually must be set, but if you don't give enough tension, you won't feel it. So tension is very important. Okay, with the amount of tension I prefer to work with, this one is springy, next one is also springy, you can clearly see it. This one is not. But it's only like this if I do the light taps here on the small handle of the lever. If I push it strong enough, the whole lever will become a spring and misguide you. So while searching for the stiff wafer, you do very light taps here. So this one is stiff. What we'll do now is I'll increase the amount of force I'm applying on this lever and lightly release the tension. Now it's springy. Now this one is stiff. Increase the amount of force here and release a little bit of tension, like this. Okay, here everything is done. Let's go down. And now the lock is open. You can see this part here. It's rotating with the core. Now the next step will be to read the code. The lock is still open, and in this open position we can actually read the code. And it's done like this. We hold it in the open position and we go with our guide pin through the channels. For this HU83 lock, this will be first position, second position, third position here, fourth, and etc. And those thin lines are the code depth. So first position, our pin stops between 2 and 1, and in case like this, we will choose the next depth. So between 2 and 1, it will be 1. Second position between 4 and 3, so 3. Third position is clear 4. Then we have between 2. No, it's not between 2, it's actually clear 2. Then 4, 1. And between 3 and 2, we will choose 2. And this is the full code for this lock. Now we need to extract our tool. We simply put it in the neutral position, in the locked position, lever all the way back here, with the guide pin here, and we can safely extract the tool. This is how we do the opening and code reading with the Ecodecoder HU83 R.